Did you happen to attend today's inauguration?
Didn't happen to. I took the COVID test, went through the whole process, and this was my sixth inaugural, my fifth president that I've been there for, and this one was different than any others. We were socially distanced. There were about 1/10 as many people in the major stands, and then 1 million less people along the Pennsylvania Avenue.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about the historic nature. I mean, you've got Vice President Kamala Harris being sworn in, and then, as you say, this is all happening during a pandemic. Such an odd kind of just afternoon, really.
Well, I guess, when you think about the inaugural, each of them, and I've been, like I say, this was my sixth, it's really a chance for the United States to show the entire world a peaceful transition, a way that it should be done. Vice President Pence was there along with all the living former presidents except Jimmy Carter, who simply for health reasons couldn't be there. Most of the chief justices, six of them were there, and over 200 members of Congress. But the real audience was the same audience it already is. A big chunk of 6 or 7 billion people who were aware that the United States for, over 200 years has time after time had a peaceful transition, not just from one president to another, but very often from one party to another.
As I was listening to the speech this morning, he really talked about unity, bringing the country together. Certainly it's been divisive. It was a very close election. What did you take away from his speech, and what did you think as we move forward?
Well, I think there's two Joe Bidens. There's the Joe Biden that, clearly has an agenda, and it's a very liberal agenda, and it's going to roll back a lot of the things that made the United States do as well as we've done. But I also have worked with Joe Biden on multiple pieces of legislation. He knows how to be supportive, and he knows how to compromise. So given the close nature of the House and Senate, there's a real opportunity for true bipartisan legislation that includes the president. And after all, at the end of the day, if you only have a small majority, you need the president. And on the other hand, if you only have a small majority, from time to time, the president needs the other party.
He was pretty busy this afternoon, signing 17 executive orders. They ranged from the border wall, ending the Muslim ban, joining the Paris Climate Accord, talked a lot about halting the departure of the World Health Organization. What are your thoughts just in general on some of the things he did this afternoon?
Well, it's the nature of executive orders is that they're supposed to be dutifully executing law, but very often what they are is making law by one president and then another. President Obama was famous for saying he had a phone and a pen, and President Trump followed, and now President Biden is doing the same. I'm not a real fan of executive orders that can flip-flop back and forth, because the intent of Congress should not be at the whim of the chief executive. But that's the world we live in, and working with this president now becomes my obligation.
What do you think happens with the Senate trial for the impeachment of former President Donald Trump as we move forward?
I have high hopes that there won't be a trial, that recognizing that we don't impeach people and remove them from office after they've left office. It's not only not a tradition, it's very dubious as to whether it can be done. It also is a huge waste of President Biden's first 100 days. He really does need the Senate to go to work. He needs the House to go to work. He's sending legislation that he wants acted on quickly. The Senate is a delicate body. If one Democrat passes away or one Republican passes away, the body changes. So if I were the president, I would tell the Senate to go to work and to recognize that President Trump peacefully left office. He is now just another citizen. And quite frankly, it's time that we move on. That's my sincere hope. And I think that's Joe Biden's tradition. And he's indicated that he doesn't have a particular interest in pursuing that, but it's up to the Senate.
What are you most looking forward to as we begin 2021 in Congress, especially for all of us here in the San Diego area?
Well, there's a lot of work that is half done or undone. I gave an example earlier today. Juan Vargas was able to, during my 2-year absence, get a substantial amount of money, about $300 million, to help with cleaning up the Tijuana River. But that's going to take follow-on legislation, and we're going to have to try to push to get that through quickly and get it through the Senate. Obviously, we have a brand new senator over on the other side of the dome. Hopefully, our senators will realize how important getting the Tijuana River cleaned up is to San Diego and to a great extent to Tijuana.
Congressman Darrell Issa, great to see you, Congressman. Thanks for taking the time. Enjoy the conversation.
Thank you.